A cohesive, multiracial, multi-religious society will forever be a work in progress, even as Singapore's come a long way. Remarks from Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong at the first ever International Conference on Communities of Success, organised by the Islamic Religious Council, or MUIS. Mr. Lee says that new and spiky issues may also need to be addressed as life experiences and expectations change. Sherry Look with this report.
A melting pot of cultures with people from different races and religions living together harmoniously. At the event, Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong says this didn't happen by chance.
Our founding fathers were determined to uphold the principle of equality, regardless of race, language, or religion. This fundamental principle was enshrined in our national pledge as an ideal and an aspiration for all of us to work towards generation after generation.
Policies and legislation also uphold this ethos. For instance, minority rights are safeguarded through a presidential council that scrutinizes laws. Common spaces like public housing and schools are also designed to accommodate a mix of races and groups. But Mr. Lee says it's not all up to the government. Minority communities like Muslims also play their part to keep the trust and confidence of other groups. Religious leaders also understand that things may have to be done differently here. Still, Mr. Lee says the majority must take one step further to recognize and respect the interests of minorities. When groups cause offense to other groups, the government will step in.
The government has had to stand firm, call out and take action against those working up these divisive passions, and convince Singaporeans that that is the surest way to destroy our harmonious society. The government has done so even at the risk of losing political support and votes. But this has been essential to uphold our fundamental value of multiracialism and to protect the delicate balance in our diverse society.
And the circumstances change, so must approaches, such as the planned repeal of Section 377A that criminalizes sex between men.
Muslims are not directly affected by this because Muslim marriages are governed separately by Muslim law. But understandably, Muslims are concerned too. Hence, we've reassured them that they will remain free to preach and practice what Islam teaches on sexuality and marriage, and the broader social context within which Muslims live in Singapore will not suddenly change. In a multi-religious society, the government must take a neutral and secular approach. But the government will also recognize and respect the different legitimate views and aspirations among Singaporeans and balance them fairly in order to reach a political accommodation.
After all, Mr. Lee says it's only with this give and take that all groups can live and let live.
A MUIS-linked foundation plans to promote best practices and ideas with other countries with minority Muslim populations. The Rahmatan Lil Alamin Foundation will do so by hosting study visits under the Singapore Cooperation Programme. Minister in charge of Muslim Affairs, Masagos Zulkifli, said that it's important for these communities to be able to refer to relevant guidance on how to practice their faith confidently. He hopes that the exchanges will foster cooperation and build communities of success.
Our Singapore Muslim community seeks to build a model of a community of success, driven by character, or in my language, kepribadian or akhlak, competency, kemahiran or quwwah, and citizenry, kewarganegaraan or wataniyah. These three key attributes are the fundamental building blocks to provide individuals with a worldview or weltanschauung to work together as a community and be part of nation building.